Join Dalton and Jacob as they discuss the ever-changing world of trading card games. TCG Buzz starts now.
Hello and welcome to TCG Talk. My name is Jacob and I'm joined by Brody today.
Hi, guys.
Because I couldn't get anyone cooler.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll leave.
So, Brody's here to join me because we're going to continue our series discussing investing in card games. But specifically, we're going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Today.
Oh, you mean the train wreck?
You're getting right into it, huh? Because I really wanted to have this discussion because there's some very good things I want to say and some very bad things I want to say about this card game, particularly when it comes to investing in long-term value in your collection. But before we do that, YouTube-y stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You know, there's a certain bell-shaped object.
Maybe you should click that and get the notifications.
Patreon, Discord, Instagram.
Hit that subscribe
Twitter,
button while you're there.
OnlyFans, everything.
Oh, OnlyFans. What?
So, I had Brody join me today because you are a long-term Yu-Gi-Oh! Player.
Yes, I've been on and off since about...
Longer-term mental patient.
Oh, that's not wrong. I mean, you would think since 2002, I would have psychological professional help, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't helping that.
So, we're going to start with the simple question. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! A good thing to invest in?
Oh, heck no!
No, asterisk.
Some citation needed.
Let's start with the fundamentals here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is number one not a good game to invest in because of its heavy reprint policy. And that is because I think it's kind of a side effect of the fact that, one, it's one of the top 3 biggest card games around, and two, because of the fact that it has no rotation like other card games do. Because of that, 6 years after a card comes out, you might still need it for your deck, so they're going to reprint it.
Hey, it's kind of like, it reminds me of, Card Fight, and, Crantiger has only had one printing, and it's like a $23, double rare for no reason.
If something is overvalued in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's sought after, it's going to get reprinted. Whereas, generally, Magic's got some problems with reprints as well, but not nearly as severe yet. But also, you have sets rotating out and not being available after a while. And generally the reprint policy is a lot lighter. It's generally only the cream of the cream of the cream of the top that gets reprinted within just a couple of years. Then you have Pokemon, which doesn't reprint anything ever. Well, they do, but only in the short term, because everything rotates out, so you never bother with it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very, very reprint friendly, which for most players is a good thing. However, that does mean long-term value in your card collection will always go down. Every time. I've seen people who get crazy into Yu-Gi-Oh! For just a set or two. Maybe they find one particular archetype they like, and they just go crazy and buy a ton of packs or whatever, and they just load up a binder of just that era's Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and then they try to sell it 5 years later, and they can't get $50 for their entire collection.
I remember a specific time where Ash Blossom was the key card yet, and now Ash Blossom has 9 reprints, and it's maybe a $6 card versus the $70-$80 price tag when it first came out. And that lasted maybe a year and a half, and then they're like, oh, reprint. Oh, structure deck, reprint.
Look at whatever the current pot card is, this generation's flavor of pot. Pot of greed.
Insert pot of greed meme. What does it do?
Wow. I think I just cringed a little.
Yes, thank you.
So, the reprint policy is the primary reason, but there are others. For example, there's just the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh's player base is less interested in that type of thing. It's very much about what is playable versus other card games where there's more of a collecting element to them. I know very few people who got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Just to collect the cards in a binder. Number one reason people buy Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards is to
play the card game. It's
play with them. Wow.
You play with shiny cardboard?
Fancy
what?
That. But there are other issues too. For example, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards just don't hold up well to time, generally. The number of times I've seen someone do a retro pack opening where they just take a special edition from 10 years ago or whatever, and open it, and the cards are like this. their card stock is just not great, and cards for Yu-Gi-Oh just warp over time. I've seen sealed booster packs that look like the letter U.
Yeah, it's not wrong. It's like
Today's letter, the letter of the day is U, and the number is also U because the number warped.
It's the same thing with, especially with the older sets and whatnot. Like, even just, I want to talk about rarities for, like, a little bit here.
Okay.
So, like, rarities is just one of those things in a lot of card games where you're like, oh, it's high rarity, it's going to have high value. You know, we got Pokemon, we have, the full arts and stuff like that. You have Magic, you have the Mythics and stuff like that. Sometimes they hold their value for, like, really long periods of time. And then you have Yu-Gi-Oh, where you have, like, something like a Secret Rare, which you think would be for, like, some of the better cards in the set. And you're lucky to maybe get one good secret out of the 16 secrets in a set. And the secrets that you do pull are worth, like, a penny. A literal penny.
Yes, this is true. There's a very, very strict drop off from what is valuable in Yu-Gi-Oh! And what is not.
What is literally just potato quality. I've seen little commons that are higher rarity, or higher priced value than a secret rare.
It's frustrating. As someone, I do not play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. Full disclaimer. I got out of that quite a while ago, but I kept my collection for a while. Another issue with Yu-Gi-Oh, especially as an investment or as just someone who wants I always say yes, investment. I use that term, and some people don't like that. But what I'm saying is also, it's a good idea if you're going to spend your hard-earned paycheck on something that you love and you want to collect for years, that it's still something that can be a parachute for you in case you need it years down the line. You know, I would much rather have, spent my money collecting rare Pokemon cards in the 90s than Beanie Babies.
Yeah, that's about right.
But Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a surprisingly poor secondary market if it's not the newest 3 sets.
Wait, there's a secondary market for Yu-Gi-Oh?
Where
has that been the last,
now
19 years since I've playing the game?
That's not the worst for single cards, but the problem is anytime you're trying to sell a collection or even just a lot of cards, you have to sit on it forever. Or split apart and take the hassle. So that's something you have to factor in. Now, let's talk about some positives in investing in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think there are ever really cases where standard Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards in a booster set are worth investing in. Pretty much never.
No.
But there are still opportunities in Yu-Gi-Oh! You look at the people who bought, say... what's a good example? I had one in my head and then I lost it.
Would you like me to bring up something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since 2002, so I've come and gone between the ages. I've never really stuck in an era too long. I've always, kind of dropped out halfway through, a format or something because I got tired of all the...
very common.
Very common. But it was never more than, 6 months at a time or something. So I've seen, pendulums, ruin the entire format. I've seen links and the extra linking, and Firewall was unbanned for way too long.
Invest in Firewall Dragon.
I think it's 25 cents now. It's actually really funny. But a good case for that would be Salamander Greats. They were technically this format, but last format's deck, and they were not competitive for many moons. Even when the deck was hit many moons later, it was still a good deck, even nowadays. But the big thing is that all the salads have been reprinted maybe 3-4 times, so even budget players can pick up all the high rarity stuff for literal dirt cheap. Ash Blossom has 1 million reprints, so you can get an entire playset for $10.
Yes.
So somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of money, you can get an entire playset for the price of
which is good for budget players. I'd actually say if you're a budget player, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a pretty good card game.
Oh, very much so, especially after reprints. Something that, a Lightning Storm, you go, or something, my case is, when a card gets too power crept, they make a new card to power creep that even further. My case then is, Raigeki was off the ban list for so long. And that was $10, $15, $20 a copy based on the rarity copy. Now we have a card called Lightning Storm, which does Raigeki and Heavy Storm in a single card. But now you go back and look at the prices of Raigeki, and Raigeki's like a $5 card now. At like high rarity. Same thing, it's like now we have, there's a card that's coming out as a spell card, I can't remember what it's called. But essentially it's 3 banned cards in one. It's like the Forceful Sentry and like 2 other ones I can't remember, Exchange of Heart or something. But it was like 3 banned cards in one. And I'm like, why are these still banned then?
Yeah, don't just... We can just cut that off there and just say, don't invest in modern Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
No.
But there are always smart investments there. You just need to look in the right places. Some great examples. Anyone who invested heavily in old school Yu-Gi-Oh, first couple sets, made bank off of them. I would not recommend you to still do that. To be clear, the money has been made. There's no way they're going to go up in value past what they're at. There's no way someone's going to be willing to pay 20 grand for Legend of Blue as White Dragon sealed box when that same amount of money can get you multiple revised boxes.
Yeah, that's totally true. It's like the same thing with the I just actually had a discussion about this with a friend of mine the other day about cards that were like an older value and then losing their value. So say, Stolen Jump is no longer doing their special promo packs and their magazine and stuff like that. And those cards were actually worth something, even if like the lowest rarity something was like maybe $5-6. But you got 1 from their email subscription, so you have to get an entire place and buy them off of people. They're overcharged, whatever.
I think the older Shonen Jump promos are actually a really good investment. Right?
They really are.
They've already been climbing.
And which is funny is they went all the way up when the Shonen Jump realized that they weren't printing anymore. And now you go back and look at it, and like something like a Saber-Tooth Tiger, which was maybe a $10-15 like secret rare or something from Shonen Jump. And that's when I got mine, because I had the subscription, luckily. And then it got reprinted, and it became like a $5 secret rare. And then it went back up to being like a $25 secret rare when it ended, and now you go back to it, it's like $2.
There's a bunch of other interesting promo cards. You've got the classic example of video game promos.
Yep.
Look at the Dark Dual Story cards. Whew. But I think a lot of them are just underrepresented because they're all dirt cheap. They're mini video game promos that are just under $1. And you
McDonald's promos?
Easily. McDonald's cards?
Those actually have value. I didn't know that before. I thought it was like, who's going to want Legend Mystic Genie of the Lamp? Why is this a $5 common?
My favorite, though, is, I'll point to one specific, but there are actually a couple. There were some toy promos. So you could buy a figure of Elemental Hero Bubble Man. And it came with a Bubble Man card. It's just Bubble Man, and that card's several $100.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, I need to look this up later.
I'm not joking.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, look it up. So maybe go through your collection and just check all your Bubble Mans.
Bubble Man. What's this? I've never seen this set before.
But there are a lot of things like that. I think just like with anything, if you're knowledgeable about what you're doing and you're careful and you think out what can I lose on this before you think about what I can gain from it, you can make money from doing it.
Oh, easily.
Would I recommend it over investing in any other major card game? No.
That's actually funny. So, actually growing up, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, not just necessarily as the card game. I had a lot of the older school, like, PC games. I can't remember for which ones. I think I had one of each growing up. So, I actually had them as, like, box top promos. And I specifically remember having one with the Magnet Warriors. I had all 3, like, Magnet Warriors and then the Valkyrion. And instead of doing whatever I wanted with them, I just left them in the box. Completely forgot about it. Years later, I found them going through my old game cabinet, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Open them, and they weren't, like, warped in any way, shape, or form or anything. And I'm like, I wonder what the price on some of these. And I'm just scrolling through, like, the listings on TCG Player or something, and I'm like, wow, near mint is, like, $25 for a common?
So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Products that come in normal packs, reprints, don't buy. Interesting Yu-Gi-Oh! Promos or just unique cards in general.
Things that won't get a reprint.
But make sure you know what you're doing, because it's incredibly easy to get screwed with that game. It's like the difference between if investing in Magic or Pokemon is buying stocks, Yu-Gi-Oh is playing the lottery.
Honestly, if you haven't seen Rav Card's videos and stuff like that, it's based off Nim's venture into like metahood and building decks just off a sealed only product. At one point, Rav's was at like 1,000 pounds or something, and his like in total investment was like maybe 900 or something. So that if that doesn't tell you like the value of weeks and weeks and weeks of pulling product and not getting what you want and still missing stuff, something's not right.
Or I guess another good example for what it is. It's like shorting on Tesla stock. That might be a little nerdy in the wrong way for this place. But those of you who understand what I'm talking about, you know. Man, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I also really can't stand Yu-Gi-Oh! At the same time.
It's a love-hate relationship, honestly.
I have made the personal decision to not buy any more Yu-Gi-Oh!
To be fair, I've learned the same thing.
But I'm not gonna diss someone who's hardcore into it. I get it, man. But just understand that your collection's probably not gonna be worth $1 million.
I figured that out years ago. I stopped buying like bulk product and stuff like that. I specifically, if I wanted to play a casual Yu-Gi-Oh deck for fun, something like my Fluffles, which I love to death, I will go out and buy singles. I will never pull from an actual set or something unless it's like an exclusive, like a manga promo or something. I will never do it again. I've learned my mistake.
So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that Yu-Gi-Oh is actually a better investment than we're giving it credit for? Do you think the future of Yu-Gi-Oh investing is, oh hey, all the old school original Yu-Gi-Oh packs are worth tons of money, so now it's the GX packs time to shine?
No, it's not. It's called Hero Format, and that's
I will say
right now.
I'll give you one hot tip, because this is what I would have done if I had cared more. Buy old school Ultimate Rares.
I mean, have you learned with Ghost Rares? I mean, those disappeared. Everyone really wanted them. Now you can go back and get like a Ghost Rare, like
Personally, I hate Ghost Rares.
So do I.
Nice. But yeah, go back if they're like exclusive rarities like that. Maybe some of the original premium gold cards, not the later ones because they look ugly.
No, they're really bad.
But the original ones, go for it. Some ultimate rares, especially if it's something that's still played today, go for it.
That used to be my case with Burning Abyss. I used to love the deck, and like 90% of it only came in the premium gold collection, where the rarity was awful.
Buy the stupid Noble Knights special rarity cards from that deck thing.
So, funny about that is, before we end here, so that was called Platinum Rare. Funny enough is, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon later on had Platinum Secret Rare, but they were still called the same thing even though they were completely different rarities.
Alright, please make sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. This is kind of a loose-formed episode talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Investing, because honestly, I don't think I could make a full list of 5 do's and don'ts. I wanted to take it in a more general direction. That being said, if you have something that you want me to talk about, you know, hey, you want me to talk more Pokemon, you want me to finally do that Magic investing episode, you want me to talk about why you should be investing in Cardfight Vanguard,
oh, I can help you there.
you want to know why you should be seriously investing in Duel Masters, and it's the #1 most undervalued, overlooked product there is, let me know. And I think we'll leave it there. You guys know all the YouTube-y stuff. We'll have links in the description for you, and blah, 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 blah. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening to TCG Buzz. New episodes can be found on tcgbuzz.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For box openings, deck profiles, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.